All right, hi everybody. Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. How y'all doing? I just wanted to show you the Steam award results here, and you might be surprised by some things. So no surprise, Baldur's Gate got Game of the Year, as you can see here. VR Game of the Year was Labyrinthine. I don't think I ever played that, so I don't know what that's about. Labor of Love. I'm not sure about that one. Now, I haven't played Dead Redemption 2 yet. I was going to. I did actually bought it and I had to refund it because Rockstar has my account linked to some other account, so I can't even like play the game on Steam because I can't fire up the launcher to attach the game here on my account to my Rockstar account. So I've been trying to email Rockstar, and you know how that is, man. It's so freaking stupid. They don't make it easy to just unlink for some reason. But I'm not sure why this would be labor of love. Like, why? Has there been some new content that's been coming out for it? I mean, yeah, I know that they did a couple like multiplayer things over the past couple years, but I mean, labor of love? That usually kind of, to me, means like an ongoing thing. Like Cyberpunk would have fell into the labor of love, right? Like that game should have definitely got the labor of love award. You know what I'm saying? Because they really like, yeah, you could say, well, they were just fixing bugs and all that. Well, that the bugs weren't really a big problem except for consoles and like low-end PCs. Like I played the game from the beginning, right? And there was some quirky stuff, but it wasn't game breaking necessarily. I mean, I played through the whole thing right at the beginning. So, it just if you didn't have a good PC, then you couldn't run the game well. So, but I mean, God, Cyberpunk has what? They've you know, not only fixed the game up to run well, but they added all the graphical fidelity stuff to the game. They fixed up the combat system. They fixed up, interactions with the NPCs and the police and the car. You can shoot from your car now. Um, they refined the combat system totally so that you can do a whole lot of different things with it. The skill tree. I mean, they took a lot of the feedback from the community and kind of refined their game and reorganized it and they made it better. So to me, that's labor of love. I mean, Red Dead Redemption, yeah, it's a good looking game and it has a lot of content, which is nice. But I mean, what has Red Dead Redemption 2 done that was like big lately? Like what? I didn't see anything. Um, but whatever. I think Cyberpunk 2077 should have gotten Labor of Love. Best game on Steam Deck. Now this is surprising that people chose Hogwarts Legacy because, online people were like criticizing it for saying, "Oh, it doesn't really look that good." Like, and then of course most of them made comments about, you know, being like transphobic and stuff, which, that tells you right there what the YouTubers are really doing, right? They're not really criticizing the game necessarily for doing anything wrong. But apparently people who have Steam Deck said that they're satisfied with it. Lethal Company, Better with Friends. I haven't played that. Outstanding visual style. That's interesting. I mean, I did. I think I voted that uh, category for Atomic Heart. Um, visual style, Atomic Heart visual style. It had a. I don't want to say it's a unique look, but it was something that we haven't seen in a while, right? So um, it was a good mix of like nostalgic, right? Because this is obviously the technology um, was produced many decades ago. So there's a good mix of like old look versus new look, old tech versus new tech, mixed together nicely, blended together well. So in that respect, it had a good visual style, and with the graphics turned up, when you're outside, you feel like you're there. So I think they encapsulated that pretty well. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, I wanted to minimize this. Sorry. Sorry, I'm on full screen. I'm ultra wide. That's just my. That's what I play everything on now, ultra wide. Um, so I mean, I could make this like probably bigger, but I wanted to kind of like make it so you could see it in the center. um, Now this is the one that really kills me. This makes me laugh. Starfield, most innovative gameplay. I mean, that is like what? How is Starfield? What in Starfield is innovative? Please tell me in the comments because I don't see anything that's innovative, right? We have plenty of space games where you can actually fly your ship in space, right? Starfield chooses to make you teleport everywhere. So you can't say it's because of that. And the shipbuilding and the base building, again, that's not unique to Starfield. There's plenty of other games that you can build spaceships and also build bases. In fact, some games are strictly built around building bases. So where's that's not innovative, right? And the fact that you have like 1,000 planets, I mean, give me a break. They're not even real. They're procedurally generated. So they're not even like uniquely done. Like if they had like I don't know, 10 or 20 star systems you could go to, and there's like 100 planets that you could visit, and each planet they made a unique biome, right? They built it from scratch with artists, like actual artists, you know, and made each planet unique in its own right, right? Um, maybe a couple planets are like more desolate. That's fine. But I think they should have made it so that most of the planets were like, you know, Skyrim, that much space. Like you can run around like a Skyrim map. Because again, it's a whole planet, right? So, it's not hard to do that, to make something like that. And then have like many different bases on those planets and dungeons to go into, caves to explore, canyons to explore, whatever, mountains to explore, oceans to explore, right? Maybe you have a mostly ocean planet and you have a submersible that you can take under there, and there's stuff under there to explore. You know, that's really where Starfield failed big time, besides just being a crappy game overall, because it's not really that great. It's just something to play. It doesn't do anything unique that I could tell. And you can't say the cities are unique and cool because there's other games again where you go to different cities and stuff like that. I mean, Star Citizen, they don't have 1,000 planets to go to yet, but they still have, probably way more impressive places to go than Starfield. You know what I mean? The questing is not unique or innovative in Starfield. The combat's not unique and innovative in Starfield. It doesn't do anything different or better than any other game out there. Um, so yeah, so the most innovative gameplay Starfield. I don't know what people are thinking about there because there's literally nothing innovative about it. And simply saying, well, they made 1,000 different planets to go to. Really? That's what you're like. That's the only thing that you could argue is innovative, and that's debatable because you can still go to other planets on other games. Lots of MMOs, right, that are sci-fi oriented. You can go to different planets. Mass Effect, you can go to different planets. Star Citizen, you can go to different planets. Eve Online, I guess you can go to different planets now because you can get out of your ship. Elite Dangerous, you can go to different planets. Everspace, I think you can go to different planets, but whatever. You're still flying around space. That seems to be more innovative than Starfield because you can literally fly around with your spaceship. So, Starfield, most innovative gameplay? No. That's definitely not the case. Like, that's fact. I don't think anybody can really argue with me about that point, right? Anyway, enough about Starfield because I don't know. You tell me where it's innovative. I don't see where it's innovative. I mean, there's nothing there that really stands out. Just simply making 1,000 planets that are procedurally generated. I mean, No Man's Sky did that, didn't they? So I mean, they didn't even go first. So how can you say it's innovative? You can't even say it's innovative. Crazy, man. What the frick? Why are people defending Starfield? God, it's like they had at least 2 or 3 more years they could have spent on that game, even though nobody wanted to wait. But to just make it so you can fly your ship, put some freaking stuff on some of the planets that are worth exploring. Like I don't know why they couldn't do like procedurally generated and have some like added stuff that you could that the artist could have just put in there. Because they do have the towns, right? The cities obviously aren't procedurally generated because otherwise they'd be different every time you went, right? So they definitely could have at least made several of the planets like big maps, like Skyrim size, and just had really cool stuff to explore, Then maybe, just maybe I would have given them some credit. But the whole design of Starfield to me is just a fail. It doesn't really matter if you can play the game. It doesn't really matter if like you can shoot your gun and kill some enemies and have some fun doing that. Like everybody likes to jump in a game and just kill enemies and whatever. That's nothing like new. But Starfield doesn't do any of that great or good really. It's just there, right? So it again, it's not Starfield is nothing special. It's just a barely mediocre game. I mean, it's not even mediocre in my opinion. It's lower than that. It doesn't matter how big it is or that you can build ships and build a base, which both of those things are, tedious and complicated in some respects and just annoying. Like who wants to spend hundreds of hours like building a base and building a ship? I mean, I don't. Make it simple at least, Crazy. Anyway, moving on. Best game you suck at. SIFU. I don't really know what that game is. Let's see. Realistic third person brawler with tight kung fu. Oh, okay, yeah, this is the the fighter game, I guess. I don't think there's any. Is this single player? Oh, it's single player. That's interesting. I thought it would be multiplayer. Hmm. All right. It does. The graphics are not great. That's for sure. All right. Oop. All right. Yeah, I'm not good at fighting games, so that would probably be my pick too. Although I don't know what I picked. Last of Us for best soundtrack. Okay, I can probably live with that. I don't really know all the music there, but whatever. I guess if that's what's stuck with people. Outstanding story rich. Surprise, surprise. Baldur's Gate 3. So, the only one that I really don't agree with, the only two that I don't agree with here is Labor of Love Red Dead Redemption 2. And I'm not saying that the game is bad. The game looks fantastic, you know. I wish I could play it finally. You know, I got a good PC, I got a good video card. I really wanted to jump into it and do some modding. But until I get my account fixed, I can't play it, unfortunately. But this definitely is not innovative. Like, no way. I would have even given Atomic Heart most innovative. You know what I'm saying? Versus Starfield. Like, Atomic Heart's more innovative than Starfield. You know, because that thing did some, interesting stuff, in there. It's not, you could say it's nothing new either, but the way that the game was, and they had the robots fly over and fix things, and it was unique in its own way. They tried to make it interesting. You know, Starfield is not really that interesting. At all. So yeah, I would have said Atomic Heart was more innovative than Starfield. Yeah. So anyway, so here's the awards. So this is what I kind of wrote on my thing here. Starfield, most innovative gameplay, and I laughed. The human race is lost and brainless, sorry to say. Forgive me for the offense. Innovative? How? What did they do in that game that no other game has done already? Nothing. Sometimes opinions don't mean anything. And then I said Cyberpunk 2077 was more innovative than Starfield with just the hacking and combat styles that because they fixed everything up and made it better. I guess a lot of Bethesda employees have Steam and they voted their baby up. Can anyone remember the movie It's Alive? Corruption is easy these days. Yeah, and it's pretty easy to like fake votes, right? And this is the reason why I think this one is a sham. I mean, because again, I have a really hard time believing that people really think Starfield was innovative. I mean, it's just what are people thinking? Like I don't understand why people think that's innovative. Like there's nothing innovative about it. I mean, all the stuff that a flying game should have, a space exploration game should have, Starfield doesn't really have it. It has stuff, but it doesn't. It's not even like a space exploration game in the traditional sense, where you can fly your ship around anywhere you want to go. I mean, that right there just kills it. You know what I mean? It destroys the whole concept of space exploration. Right? Teleporting from one place to the next is not exploration. Anyway, that's the 2023 Steam Award winners. And I guess Bethesda is going to be like using this because it's really all they got because those numbers that they put up online all the time are a bunch of crap. That's just BS big time, right? Because I play Starfield on Game Pass. So they probably count that as a buy, as a player. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to uninstall it. I'm going to keep it on my computer because it's why would I not keep it there, right? Because if anything new comes out or if they happen to put something interesting in the game, I can just fire it up, right? So I don't really have any desire to play it though. Like I said, if it had things to do in it like Skyrim did or Fallout 4 did, or any other like good RPG exploration game, then I'd be playing it all the time. You know what I mean? I'd be putting hundreds and hundreds of hours into it, you know? But it's just not interesting. Let me know what you guys think. All right, peace. Happy New Year.